Hey guys, in this video we will be taking a look at ShopzPresso by Mosh Barry. I will actually be going through the likes of the sales page, and we will be diving into the members area where I'll actually be showing you some of the tools and the products features, and along with the upsells and OTOs towards the end. So make sure to keep watching until the end of the video, and I will be discussing in detail a lot of the information regarding the software and what you should know to decide whether or not this could be a suitable option for you if you're really wanting to start an online business. So here we are just going to have a quick overview of the product sales page, and just going to give you a brief overview as to what the information is on the page and what you should be aware of. So the platform does say that in 60 seconds you can launch your own 3-in-1 online megastore, and you can get access to sell digital and physical products and get thousands of free buyers every day. Now, the platform actually does work in terms of what it actually does, but the likes of the sales pitch on these pages are very misleading, because it's going to take you a lot longer than 60 seconds, believe me, to actually set all this up. Especially if you're a newbie coming into this, you're going to be completely overwhelmed very quickly. So definitely don't take this as 100% accurate. So it goes through the typical features of most of these very hyped sales pages, where they do kind of try to relate to you some bits of information to try and feed into your emotional triggers, pretty much, to try and say, right, can this help me, or will this actually help me? Because there's no guarantees that everything that it does here that it's actually going to be legitimate. Because to be able to earn $100 to $500 per day in income potential, you're definitely not going to make that straight away. So it says that it uses a simple 3-step process, that you create your account, you can import and add your products in one click, and there is no step 3, just enjoy the profit. That is very misleading, because yes, you can set up your account, you can import products, but the problem is there's no set and forget with something like this. Because when you import your products, you then have to upload images, you still have to upload all the product details, you still have to reword and edit all the information, and you have to link everything together to make everything actually look legitimate on the store, and that takes a lot of work. So as we go through the sales page, it's your typical affair with a lot of these pages where they always show you screenshots of profit. This is actually irrelevant and is no good to you, because if you're a newbie coming in here, you're not going to be making this money straight away. You're not going to see this here. This is just a means just to kind of give you an idea of what you could earn. But again, you can have a look through the sales page and you can see for yourself here. It does give you a load of information, but don't take it all as 100% legitimate, because a lot of it actually isn't. There are no guarantees that you can actually be able to work on this probably long term, because there's no way of knowing if this system is going to be supported, say 6 or 12 months from now. There's a reason why platforms like Shopify, WooCommerce, even the likes of Wix, they've all got their own e-commerce segments, and the reason why they are very popular and very successful is because they're an ongoing platform. They're always updating and supporting the platform every day, every week, every month. So there's always a consistent flow of updates and bug fixes, or anything that's going wrong, they can get it fixed, and you do have support where you can actually reach out for something like that to get any help that you need. There's no guarantees that with something like this here that you're going to get that flexibility or that feedback. So now that we were inside the members area, the product itself actually looks very nice, very colourful, very well laid out. You do have access to loads of different features. You can organise your own orders if you have any pending orders where you need to process them. You can actually create and import your own products, create your own product catalogues. You can even set up your own affiliate promotions. You can add in products where you can actually add in like links, people can actually promote your products and so forth. Now, whether that actually works or not remains to be seen. You can add in your own list of customers, like so if you have an email list, or you have people actually having a look at your store, that you can actually contact them. So here you can get in contact with like vendors. You can actually set up a list of actual vendors if you need to actually contact them, if you want to get information about products or services that you actually want to sell on your store. You can set up different subscriptions, manage different categories. You can set up different categories, sub and parent categories, depending on the types of niches or specific products and services that you're looking to get involved with and actually sell. There's actually a lot here. As to be honest, as an absolute newbie coming in here, this will be too much for you, and there's no guarantees that you'll be able to fully get this to work. You will be overwhelmed very, very quickly. I'm just going to say it here and now. Someone that actually has experience using the likes of drop shipping or likes of Shopify or one of these other services may be able to make something work with this. But if you're completely new to this here and you come in and actually buy this, you're not going to really know exactly what to do, because with the likes of platforms like the Shopify and WooCommerce and so forth, they actually have ongoing training platforms and then tutorials that actually teach you step by step, that shows you actually how to use the platform. You can even go onto YouTube or get access to online courses that teaches you how to get set up with these platforms. This platform doesn't have that outlet, it doesn't have that reach. You won't really find products or services or platforms online that actually teach you really how to use this, bar the vendors' tutorials themselves. So there wouldn't be really many people using stuff like this. But like, for what it is, it actually does work. Like, to be honest, I could go through and try and show everything, but there's that much here. It would take hours to go through this whole product in general. Just to give you a quick overview, you can come in, you can add in whatever details, product names, you can add in reference codes, categories, you can manage them, you can set up different relations to queries, whatever way you want to set up your products. It even has access to its own blog feature, so you can create your own blog post. You have a message center as well where you can take care of queries or disputes. You have general settings where you can actually set up, it allows you to set up your own website in your own way, where you can add in your own logos, shipping methods, packages, your own footers, banners, even your own website content. And again, you can change the different settings depending on your preferences. You can even set up like SEO preferences with Google Analytics, even using different types of meta keywords from Google. You can even set up language settings, so depending on what country you're in, you can set up specific languages. You can also link like different social accounts. If you have like Facebook, Google, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Plus isn't really a thing anymore, so you wouldn't really be adding that in because it doesn't work. Google shut that down nearly 2 years ago, so that's irrelevant now, so that needs to be updated. For what it is actually, there's a lot here, and don't get me wrong, like it does actually work. You can actually get a site actually created. You do have access also to set up your own payment information details, and you have access, you can use the likes of Stripe, PayPal, and there's actually a load of other ones here that I actually have never even heard of before, so I don't even know if you'll actually be able to even get them to work. You can actually also check out like the products categories, so you can actually go into the details, and it does give you an overview of the product name, the category, subcategory, brand, and gives you a load of different information. Now, as an absolute beginner, this is definitely not beginner friendly. You can also set up roles on your store to give, like if you have a couple of people working in the shop, that you can give them certain access to different areas within your website so that they can actually do specific tasks. From what I've been able to find, in order to gain a preview actually of your store, once you actually have your details and your product set up, there's no way of actually being able to actually give you an actual preview of the actual store itself. The only way that I can find so far to gain access to see your store in action is literally to come into your products and actually highlight the product ID number that I can find underneath the product section. Click on it and it will actually take you directly to the product itself that's set up on your store. So this just gives you an indication that when you set everything up, it does actually work, and it does put it up on the storefront. But again, once you, like I mentioned at the start of the video, once you import all of your product details, there is no description. You still have to manually go in and edit all these descriptions, so you still have to go in through all these categories here and try and find the right one, which will take you a while to actually do, and then go through the process of making sure that you edit your product descriptions. So you'd have to go through the product catalogs, add in the products, you'd have to add in descriptions, and you have to make sure that it's activated and that you actually save everything along the way so that you don't save your progress. Otherwise you'd have to start again. Like, the site itself actually does work, and it actually does look really nice. Like, it is very well presented. But it's just, there's a lot of effort though that'll actually go into this. Only someone really that actually has experience in using dropshipping or using similar products like the Shopify and so forth would actually have any sort of idea of what to really do with this. If you're an absolute newbie coming into this, I would highly recommend that you actually avoid this, because you will be completely just dumbfounded and overwhelmed. You won't know what to do, because there's not enough information inside. Even regardless of all the tools that's here, there's not enough information to really show you how everything works or what does what and so forth. You would be better using the likes of one of these other platforms, as I mentioned, because they actually do have step-by-step guides and tutorials that actually will show you step by step how to actually create everything from start to finish. And like I mentioned, YouTube has loads of information. There's absolutely tons of online courses, paid courses that you can find on Udemy and other training platforms that actually teaches you how to actually implement the processes on each of these platforms and how to get websites set up. You won't actually have that benefit with this here, so you will be kind of just left scratching your head trying to figure out how to get all of this to actually work. You'd be better to look for a simpler alternative. But if you do have some experience, you can look into it and just see if you can actually get it to work. But there's still no guarantees. That's the one thing I just want to stress with this. Yes, it looks fancy and it looks cool, but there is no guarantees with platforms like these here. Even though this one definitely has a lot to offer, but it's still overwhelming for someone to come in and just to try to figure out exactly what to do and where to go. It can lead you just not even trying to use it at all. So last up, just to have a quick look over the upsells for the product. Again, you can see here on the screen, you have the front end, which essentially it says $19 on that, but it's really $27. So there's obviously a misprint with that. As of recording this video, this is what I was able to find on the screen on the sales page. And then you have the done for you, you have the endless profit, white label, unlimited, done for you traffic, reseller rights. To be honest, even with the front end price, whatever the price it is, whether it's $19 or $27, for less than $30, you could buy it and just play around with it and just see if you could get it to work. But I wouldn't recommend buying into all of these here upsells, because they're not going to guarantee you anything. If you've actually seen other products from a lot of these vendors on Warrior Plus, they all use these similar type of upsells and they don't do anything different. They just throw in a load of needless stuff or useless information that's not even going to actually help you. It's just like they're kind of like content or gap fillers, just to kind of give you an idea that you're getting something for your money, but you're not really. You're just going to waste a ton of money with this. So for the price point that it's at for the front end, you could have a look at it and just play around with it and see what you think, and see if you can get it to work, good. If not, move on to something else or avoid it completely. But I would highly recommend that you stay away from spending the money on the OTOs. But if you are looking to get started online, and if dropshipping actually is not the avenue that you want to take, and you want something that actually you can put the work in, but it's not going to be as much of a headache or as time consuming, you can check out the first link in the description below for a proven training platform that will teach you all the steps that you need to get started with creating your own online business from scratch. So if you have found this video to be useful, make sure to leave a like. Also be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be updated whenever I release future content, and also make sure to share the video. And as always, I will see you in the next one.